there, this is TJ coming to you from GoFigureNews.com, and today we have something from the world of Edward Gorey and the Edward Gorey Charitable Trust. Here is a figure that comes from Necessary's Toy Foundation, and this came out a few years back, and we are excited to look at it for the very first time. If you're unfamiliar with the work of Mr. Edward Gorey, we recommend to take a look at this site to get more information. Of course, you can look at the Wikipedia page. He was a writer sort of in the tradition of the Brothers Grimm, so to speak, but a little bit more contemporary. Very dark, kind of a cross between Grimm and Edgar Allan Poe, let's say. So we're going to have a look at this. It comes in a wonderful box. It's actually looks like a lot of the illustrations on the front of his books. This is the Black Doll. So you can have a look here. I will open this up. This comes directly from a haunting figure that was repeated in many of his stories. On the box it reads, "A lifelong friend of Edward Gorey's made the Black Doll for him in 1942. Gorey visited her while she was making it, and upon seeing it, insisted on keeping it in an unfinished state, lacking a face, arms, and clothing. In spite of her objection, Edward Gorey prevailed. It may be the first recorded instance of Gorey's enduring dedication to engaging the imagination. The incomplete Black Doll has remained a recurring enigma for almost 70 years, appearing in many of Gorey's books and drawings, as well as being the subject of his silent screenplay. So look for that on YouTube." Now, when I was younger, I actually was very excited about his work. And anyone that was interested in, say, the world of goth, perhaps, and also in even The Nightmare Before Christmas, may find an attraction or be compelled by this. So inside there is a postcard which has a picture of the original Black Doll, circa 1942 here. The Black Doll, from whence cometh the listing attic. It appeared in 1954 for the first time, and then lastly in 2011 in Floating Worlds. Inside there's also a little slip of paper that says, "In an attempt to create a vintage presentation, the Black Doll comes packaged with red shredded paper. Due to the nature of the material used, some paper and dust particles may stick to the surface. This is easily remedied with a lint roller or Scotch tape," which, as soon as I looked in, I saw that. So that's interesting and a good idea to have that as a disclaimer. So this is what it looks like in the box. Doesn't tell you too much yet, but as the Black Doll comes out, interesting, really interesting. So, I'm noticing this on the back, on the leg, there is sort of an insignia. It's not his actual signature, but it's a reproduction thereof. And it's kind of a very loose, plushy kind of figure. And yes, there is some lint, some dust. And actually, if you just rub it with your fingers, it rubs away really quickly. But you don't want to do that too much because this is made of a sort of type of material, like a felt almost, that you don't want to rub the doll away. It has sort of essence of those sort of taboo dolls where you put the pins in. And it also looks a little bit, especially the legs here, like a balloon doll that might be created for you at a carnival or a circus. The head's like a bulbous head. Of course, there's no articulation. This is a sewn figure. It has a very handmade quality to it, and the actual build or sculpt is really free. So I bet that when they built this pattern, they could differentiate between from figure to figure. I don't know if there's an edition on these. My guess is it was probably initially an open edition when they first released this in 2011. But I think this is sort of a keepsake and one of those really wonderful things to have if you are a book antiquarian, or if you're someone who is into the literal arts, the literary arts, so to speak. I can't speak obviously today because I'm all tongue-tied, which is perfectly set for the world of Edward Gorey, and I am fascinated by his work. That's hence why I had to have this for the Go Figure News collection. So may he rest in peace, one piece, and I think I'll put him back in here. This is almost like his final resting place, her resting place. It's sort of a non-gender specific type of figure. I think this is an incredible addition to the world of Edward Gorey, and of course to our collection here. And it could be to yours as well. So we'll put some links down below that you can check out. And we'll be having lots of other exciting things coming up in the very near future. So keep an eye out for them. But don't take an eye out. Peace. We'll see you next time right here on Go Figure News.